I'm at Loughborough University this evening at the Henry Ford College because I've been asked to speak about Glasses Direct, about the roller coaster ride that I've had growing the business from my university bedroom to being one of the fastest growing brands in retail in the UK. Whenever I'm speaking, I try to keep in the back of my mind that there could be the next great entrepreneur, there could be the next Henry Ford, for example, sitting right in front of me in the audience. And my job as a speaker is to convey that passion, that sense of self-belief, to get them motivated and get them to really get out there and start just a big business, because it might just happen. When you look at how Glasses Direct starts and you take it right back to the beginning, 6 years ago, I had the idea to create a prescription glasses company. A lot of people think that, it was a big eureka moment. Everyone thinks entrepreneurs have these eureka moments and you come up with an idea. Actually, my business was a process of methodically going through different opportunities that I stumbled across in my sort of daily life and thinking, can I do something better about it? So I was actively using my time while I was studying English at Bristol University of the West of England to try to come up with a business idea. And I bought a pair of glasses, and this was about the third or fourth idea that I'd tested. The thing that I learned is that you shouldn't try and expect to move into Canary Wharf straight away. I think there's a saying that goes, start small, grow big, start big, go bust. And I think that's absolutely right. I think you've got to build the smallest, low-risk model that you possibly can, try out the business. If it works in a cottage capacity, cottage business kind of way, then you've got a good idea that if you roll it out into a big business in the future, it might also work as well. You are a one-man band, and that's kind of part of the thrill. And I think that anyone starting business needs to be prepared to get their hands dirty, roll up their sleeves, do the dirty work of sales and marketing, which can be incredibly intense, incredibly difficult, and also the customer satisfaction bit of taking orders, processing orders, making sure people have a great experience. And of course, what was happening in those early days was that every order I delivered, I basically made sure that that customer was so happy that they would go on to tell another customer or another few customers, and that might be through doing handwritten notes with their orders, post-it notes. It might be through including something as a gift that they didn't order and maybe even making a loss on that order. The other advice that I'd kind of picked up along the way is that never invest in marketing before your product. If you can create like a great product, then it will market itself. If you can get kind of fascinated by the detail of your product, and so that when they open that packet, they've got the eyeball, they've got this, they've got that, they're just kind of going, wow, that's extraordinary, that's amazing. It hasn't all been easy riding, and we had a lot of trouble with our suppliers in the early days because our suppliers who were supplying us the frames turned around and said, no more stock. And the reason for that is because the big high street names were putting pressure on them not to do business with us. We've still got a lot of challenges, things like how do we internationalize the business, a lot of competition, how do we balance our profitability versus the growth of the actual business, the growing need for customers for designer product on the web, how do we recruit the best people, how do we manage the economics of the business in a way that produces some great profits for our shareholders, how do we manage partnerships and approaches we're getting from third-party business and strategic alliances and that sort of thing. And you have to trust yourself, and you have to believe that somehow the dots that you make, Steve Jobs describes in this speech, that life is like a series of dots, like decisions you make, and you can only see how the dots are joined when you look back. You can't see them kind of looking forward. And I think, especially at university, where it might not be clear what you want to do, especially if you're kind of entrepreneurially minded, you just have to kind of trust your inner judgment, and you have to trust your self-belief, and you just have to follow your curiosity and your instinct.
I feel a bit gutted that we didn't do this a few weeks ago. I mean, just spend several £100 on some spectacles. Well, I'd like to thank James for that presentation at the start there. It was incredible. When I was looking at that and thinking, this is an English graduate here, and I'm looking at all that technology there and thinking, I'm from engineering faculty, and what you've got there is actually quite impressive. Amazing. I take my hat off to you there, and actually to all the people that are starting the companies here.
When the attendees leave the room tonight, I want them to feel like they've caught the entrepreneurial bug, like they've had a shot of adrenaline, like they're really, really inspired to go out and change the world. And I want the organisers to say that it was a really inspirational speech. When I speak, I always want to be completely approachable. I always want to meet the entrepreneurs, meet the students, meet the businessmen. After my speeches, I want to be able to give them my details, and I want to put my email address up on the PowerPoint so that people can contact me, because I think it's not just about the speech, but it's about providing advice, and it's about being a part of the entrepreneurial communities that I visit.